Welcome guys back to another video in the channel. Today we are doing Arsenal Transfer News Daily and we're back with another episode, and we are back talking about Philippe Coutinho once again and talking about Joelson Fernandes once again. Along with those two, we are talking about two possible departures, and that is of Florian Balogun and Sokratis Papastotopoulos. But we are starting with the breaking news of Philippe Coutinho, and apparently talks have begun between the two clubs with a loan, and Arsenal are now favourites to sign Philippe Coutinho on loan, with Barcelona prepared to pay half his wages. Arsenal emerged favourites to sign Philippe Coutinho on loan from Barcelona this summer, as he looks set to return to the Premier League in 2021. Arsenal are willing to offer Matteo Guendouzi in a player plus cash deal to secure the transfer, but Barca are not interested in the French midfielder and in no hurry to sell. Saying that, in other reports they're also saying that Matteo Guendouzi, they would accept Matteo Guendouzi plus 9 million, so it's a bit unsure on the permanent one with the player plus cash, but the loan deal seems more likely at the moment. And but another loan for the Brazilian is more likely at this stage. Obviously Arsenal are a bit cash strapped this summer. Coutinho is currently on loan at Bayern Munich after an indifferent season and a half at Nou Camp, but the Bundesliga champions will not be taking up their 120 million euro option to make the move permanent this summer. Bayern paid an initial loan fee of 8.6 million euros for the former Liverpool player, and removing the Brazilian from the wage bill of Barca, the highest in the world football, helped the Catalans to balance the books. Barca hope to sell Coutinho this summer for a fee in the region of 80 million euros, but the financial effects of the coronavirus crisis makes that impossible. The 28-year-old have been offered to a number of clubs, including Arsenal and Tottenham, with Gunners boss Mikel Arteta believed to be keen on taking him in North London. Coutinho's annual wages of around £13.7 million are prohibitive for Arsenal, and Standard Sport understand Barcelona are willing to half his salary, although Gunners would be charged a loan fee around 10 million for the Brazilian. Apparently the loan fee was going to be a bit higher than that, but now Barca are willing to pay half the wages and only a 10 million loan fee, which is actually quite good, and it means that this deal does become a bit cheaper to sign Philippe Coutinho, and apparently talks have begun with Barcelona. It's 100% now, that's the phrase they're using, 100%. The deal has started, and then apparently it's advanced talks, so the deal could be done as soon as after the FA Cup final and could be wrapped up shortly after. So this deal does look like it's going to go ahead with a loan transfer. In recent shows we have talked about the fact that Coutinho is keen on a return to the Premier League, and Kieran Girapshin being involved makes it more likely that will be a move to Arsenal. Obviously Liverpool have a slight interest in him, the fans really want him back, but I don't think Jurgen Klopp will bring him back for the integrity probably, I'm not too sure. And Barcelona still owe Liverpool £60 million for the initial transfer that took him to Barcelona from Liverpool, so I doubt this one will happen with Philippe Coutinho. So that is the news of Philippe Coutinho, and advanced talks means he could be coming to Arsenal. Next one is Joelson Fernandes. We did talk about him on the first show, and apparently this deal again, similar to Coutinho, is now in advanced talks, and Arsenal could be securing this signing after the FA Cup final. This comes after reports that suggest Arsenal set up a meeting with Joelson Fernandes and can land 17-year-old Sporting star for just £18 million as soon as the transfer. Arsenal set up a meeting with Joelson Fernandes and the agent ahead of a potential transfer, and these are reports coming from Portugal. The winger, who's 17 years old, signed a 3-year deal after Premier League side in February 2019, but with his contract expiring in the 2021-22 season, Sporting have scrambled to tie Fernandes down to a new deal. The club thought they had convinced him to stay last month, but the deal fell apart over the finer details, such as a disagreement over the release clause. Now Sporting appear resigned to losing their star youngster, and they could sell him for as cheaply as £80 million rather than allow to see out his contract and leave on a free. His release clause is around £40 million, but apparently £80 million will be enough to secure him. Arsenal have been desperate for some extra punch on the wings. The emergence of Bukayo Saka was one of the stories of the season at the Emirates, but aside from the young ace and Nicola Pepe, the Gunners desperately lack width. Fernandes will prove a bargain for under £20 million and be one for the future under Mikel Arteta. So yeah, this Joelson Fernandes player, again, the stories do look a bit contrasting, because apparently Arsenal weren't going to pay it, but they are going to pay it. Then it was 13 million, now it's 18 million, then we're not going to go. It's all on and off with this deal, so I'm really not sure what's going to happen with Joelson Fernandes. I've talked about him before, I've made loads of videos on this player, so I'm sick and tired of talking about him. I just hope this deal is wrapped up quickly. But again, this player, will we sign him? I'm not too sure, but when Kieran Girapshin's involved, again, he's involved in this deal, you can't really rule it out, and apparently Arsenal could secure his signing after the FA Cup final. Now, I would rather Arsenal go after someone like Willian, but again, because he does have more experience, but we could be signing Joelson Fernandes. Again, it's a bit of a risk because £18 million, he's an unproven player. He's 17 years old. You can't be putting so much pressure on a 17-year-old, but still, Arsenal are linked with him, and that is the story that Arsenal could secure the signing of Joelson Fernandes as soon as next week. Next bit of news is a departure, and this is of Florian Balogun. Now, he is a player that has been performing really well for the under-23 side, and apparently Arsenal haven't tied him down to a new deal. He has been he's probably been one of the shining lights, and in my opinion, he probably looks better than Eddie Nketiah. He hasn't been given a chance in the first team, and Arsenal apparently demanding £8 million for someone who's been targeted by Brentford, who are now in the playoff final and could be getting into the Premier League. So he could be a Premier League player come next year if he does sign for Brentford, and obviously if they win the final. The Gunners' price is considered high for a 19-year-old striker who's never played a first team game and can leave for free next summer. His contract does expire next summer, and Balogun has refused to sign a new contract after failing to get assurances of a pathway into the first team, and is happy to see out his current deal until 2021. The Bees, who are one game away from the Premier League, as I just said, tried to sign him in January but could not agree a deal with Arsenal. He is highly regarded at other clubs in the Premier League and has been tracked by the likes of Liverpool as well as teams in Germany. Balogun has banged in 10 goals in 15 League 2 appearances for Arsenal's under-23s this season, and is a high priority among the Bees' targets along with Peterborough's Ivan Toney. As a doubt over Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang's future rumble on, Charlie Nicholas believes Arsenal signing a contract to be as big as winning the FA Cup. Obviously, we've talked about this. Aubameyang's contract could lie on the FA Cup, but Florian Balogun, he does look like a good young striker who could provide some good assistance in the future, especially if Aubameyang does leave or if Lacazette does leave. And again, I just think, why are we not giving Balogun a chance? He looks miles ahead of Eddie Nketiah. I've seen clips of Balogun, I've seen him play a few times, and he looks like a really good player. I don't know why we're not giving him a chance. I don't know what Mikel Arteta sees in him that makes him think, well, let's not play Balogun. I just don't get it. But apparently we could be selling Balogun for £8 million. Again, that is quite a lot for someone who's not made a single first team appearance and is out of contract next summer. So I do think Balogun is one that will leave. Again, I just don't see why we should be selling this guy. I could give him a chance at least. We're not giving a single chance. But yeah, that is the news that Florian Balogun could be out of the club this summer. Next bit of news comes from a departure of Sokratis, and apparently Arteta has told Sokratis that is not part of his plans and he can look for a new club this summer and needs to plus to requirements. Now, Sokratis' agent has actually responded to rumours that Mikel Arteta wants to sell him, and he has actually rubbish speculation that the defender could be set for the Exeter or Arsenal, describing the recent rumours as fake news. He's a 32-year-old centre-back, 68 appearances for Arsenal since arriving from Borussia Dortmund back in 2018. But again, he's not played a single minute, or he's not really played any minutes. Yeah, he's just played 1 minute of football in all competitions since the lockdown, and Mikel Arteta is expected to start with the back three of David Luiz, Rob Holding and Sarah Kolasinac for the weekend FA Cup clash with Chelsea in Wembley. And apparently Arteta is saying that Sokratis, he's not in his future plans because he's not that sort of ball playing player that Arteta wants. And apparently Gunners will be looking to move him on to another club, and his contract does run out next summer. Apparently Sokratis wants to fight for his place in the side, and his agent has said he will stay. And the agent also says, I don't see a reason for to leave. I don't see what everyone is right and wrong, and it is fake news. So yeah, Arsenal do have a few injuries in the centre-back area, so they might not sell Sokratis because Mustafi is also out for the start of next season. But I do think if we can sell Sokratis, if the right offer does come in, especially from Germany, I don't see why we shouldn't sell him because he does play in Germany, maybe even Greece. But again, should we just see out his contract for next summer? Maybe. He looked quite good under the start of Mikel Arteta's reign. Obviously, had a really good performance against Man United January the 1st on New Year's Day. Again, since then he's really disappeared. Obviously, he did score against Portsmouth as well, but other than that, he's not really done anything, and it'll be quite good to move him on. So that is the news on Sokratis. Apparently, he could be staying and seeing out the remainder of his contract. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed, please like, subscribe. If you guys want to give me some transfer questions, you can leave that in the comment section down below. I will answer that in the comment section, and you guys can debate me, ask me different things, and I will be answering to them. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave a like, subscribe. See you guys next one. Bye bye.